Hello everyone, welcome back to my J Bird. This is game 64 of the blindfold blitzes. This is almost 60 moves, and one bishop sat there for 20 moves, and he just must have forgot about it. But let's get on with this one, it's a long one. I'm in black, and I'm calling this King's Crown, Knights 76. Okay, E4, B6, D4, B7, F3, D6, C3, E6, D5, E5, B5, check, D7, castle, E7, E1, H6, D2, G5, H3, and F6. And there is your Knight 76, and there's your King's Crowned. Okay, let's go on. And this bishop, since it first moved here, it's 20 moves. It sat here. Okay, after F6, H2, G8, G4, H7, H1, F6, E3, G7, D2. After D2, F8, E2, G6. Now I found a way in with this knight. This is why this got moved around, and I calculated to get that knight cemented in up there. After G6, D1, F4, D2, F7, F1, H5. I was ready. In my head, I was ready. King's in the corner. I have enough over here to get this thing going. Look at all his pieces are over here. After H5, G3. I take G4. He takes G4. H8 check. G1. F8. After F8, F3. H7. Now, it looks like I'm going for, nope, there's nothing here yet. I can't really get in here. Queen's there, the knight's protecting that. Right after H7, he takes F4, I take F4. I want to open this up this way. I want to keep this blocked off from everything else. And here his bishop still stays here. Like I said, it's 20 moves, it stayed there. After F4, H5. Okay, after H5, A6. Now I threaten the bishop. Now, he either gets it out of here or just trade this piece now. And I'd probably move back with the queen so I won't mess up my structure to castle. See, and I didn't castle either. Look at this. So far I didn't castle. After A6, he put his rook there. E2. I just took it. I know he wanted to get his rook over here and get pieces over here, and maybe he did see it and left it go and figured I gotta get pieces over here. So maybe it was a sacrifice. After B5, he goes H2. Obviously that's why he moved the rook. He needed to get some help. Now I castle. After castle, F6. I go G7. Everything's defended. He takes H8. I take H8. He goes back H5. But now, bishop E7. F1. Now he's going to try to bring in the other rook in. F6. There again. He did the same thing to get the other rook in. All his pieces were over here. So I really believe he didn't want to... Well, he could have took it, and then I would have took it with my queen, but I guess he wanted to get his pieces out quickly as possible. After F2, H5 I take. He goes over. That's a pretty good move. Pins my queen. After H2, I go G7. He takes H5. Now where are we at in pieces? 3. He has, and I have 3, 4. I'm still up a piece on him. After h5, h8. He takes h8, I take h8, h2, and time's running. What are you gonna do? Time is running too. After h2, take h2, take h2, h4. I have to find ways to get in here. Where did he go? He should have took this pawn. It was his move. After h4, he went this way. I think he was, I don't know what he was thinking, but he still should have took that pawn. Maybe he saw this coming with the bishop. I don't know, but he went e2. I go b4. I push it to get this bishop in the game. After b4, c1, a6, b3. I don't see how he's getting in here with that knight. Why he's doing that after b3, e2. He goes g2. I go d1. With these bishops crossfiring like this, but watch, that was my whole idea, is to get the bishops working crisscrossing. After d1, he goes h3. After h3, I go g3, g5, f3 I take. See, now, let's go back. Instead of him pushing that pawn, maybe he should have put his bishop back here. I mean, his knight back here. But I guess the time's running. And then that would have stopped me from taking that. Now I could have pushed it here, then went here. Maybe we'll go over that, but let's finish this quick. After g5, f3 I take. That just finished him right there. Then he goes d2. I think he should have done that sooner. Then I go h5, f1, e1. I keep my bishop, h2, f3. I push, and calculating all this with these bishops crisscrossing, he figured, well, you best take it now. Takes f3, takes f3, h2, takes e4, h3, takes d5, g4, d2, f5, and I mean the time's running, e4, g6, e3, g7, e2, queen, g8, takes g8, f6, e1, c3, takes c3, takes c3, takes c3 with a check, and his time ran out. He had time, and he was calculating where to go. I mean, he couldn't go here, he couldn't go here, couldn't go here, maybe here or here, but then I come down with another check. Maybe he was heading towards a checkmate if he would have went in here. His best move is to run out, because once I get in that white lane, then it's done. But let's go back to the point where that knight that could have changed the game. Let's see, where were we? He went here. Instead of him doing that, my guess is he should have went here. Now I can't take that pawn. And then he can push this. Let's see what happens. He goes here. What can I do? Obviously this. Oh, no, he can't do that. He'll just lose it. It's his move. Let's say he does. Who's moving? Oh, he can't go there. He can go here. Okay. And he can go here. Now, that's his best he could have done right there. And then we would have sat there. Whose move is it? He moved there, my move. Oh. But now it's my move. I mean, he keep his knight. He didn't lose it. The other way he lost it, but now it's my move. I mean, he's slowly gonna go downhill here with his pieces. What's he gonna do? Because he can go walking back and forth here with his king. You don't want to really move from here with his knight. That's not going to do him no good. So let's say he goes there. I can't go there. Whoops, I can't go there. Oh, I would go here because now there's a way in here. He has, see, he's just waiting to die because if he, let's say he just goes like this. Whose move is it? All right, he does that one more time, but then I go like this. Let's say he goes like this, and I go like this, and he goes like this, and he gets a pass pawn. That does him no good. Now it's my move. If you don't take it, he's going to lose it. You see, he's just prolonging his game. And now, okay, let's say he moves this down. Now you're forking. And you can even go something like this. You got to get to the bottom of the chain. Let's say you stop this like this. He gets a pass pawn. And then he does this, but now you're just back down to this. And this, see, it does him no good. So it does him no good that way. And let's say he takes that, and it's still my move. I still go back here. Let's say, well, see if he walks away from this. Let's say he goes here. Well, then I go like this. All right, so he defends that. I can't take that. Whose move is it? He goes. He ain't going to get past his spot. Okay, so he defends that. Let's say I go here. And he goes here. I go here. He jumps here. And he's going to have his hands full. And I go here. He throws a check. Okay. You go here. Let's say he's got to stay in the loop. I'm black, he's white. He's going to want to try to get his pieces in the game. Let's say he's going to try to get his king in the game here. I just go here. Connect the bottom of the chain. And the game would continue on. But this is the blitz game, so there you have it. I just gave you another scenario he could have fought his way out of, but he didn't do that. And that's what happens. You make your decisions. I mean, that was 60 moves. All but 60 moves, and he left that bishop there for 20 moves. You know, this is a long game. I mean, look at this. So it's basically, I mean, look at this. 3 minutes, but it's a hard 3 minutes here. I mean, right now, let's go to, that's 30 moves right there. Okay, that's like half the game right there. Then the game goes on. That's a lot of doing some calculating and moving here. I mean, you got time, you got to calculate. And I had to finagle these. He saw that he wasn't going to let that go through, and I kept fighting. I knew to put the white bishop there no matter what. Even if it had his king down there, it didn't matter. You sacrificed the bishop for that pawn. And there you have it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll have some more. Thanks for stopping by.